Hello friends, welcome back. So today we are doing an apartment for Brynn and Danny and our 100 baby. As you guys know, if you've been watching, that we've been following the 100 babies into their future careers, adulthood, just kind of seeing where they're going, what they're doing. And I've really been enjoying it. I hope you have too. But I thought, the 100 baby series, I don't know, I just can't I can't let them go. I can't just move them out of the house and have them, but I can't have them just leave and not follow and see where it is that they end up and what they do. And I just love the family so much. It's become I just have to know what they're doing. So it's kind of turned into a little bit of a different kind of a challenge for me. And I hope you're there for it. I hope that, that's okay with you guys because it is a little bit different than just doing a 100 baby challenge. But with Brynn, she is a painter and she's already level 3 because of having an A in high school. So we already have a little bit of the painter stuff. And then Danny, we had made her a tech guru, I believe it is, because she has the programming career. So we already have some of the stuff for her as well because of her also being level 3. But I thought it would be, they both have the journey to Batuu. One of them has one of the aspirations, and I couldn't even tell you guys what the aspirations are called, but they each have a different, I think it's hope versus order, and then I can't remember what the other one is. But the funny thing is as I was building this, I realized, actually it was as I was playing it afterwards, that Danny actually has an aspiration that she needs a programming skill, which she is tech guru and she's already doing programming, which is so perfect, and I didn't even know it. It just happened that way. But I thought since we were going to do the journey to Batuu with them, we would put them together in an apartment. And I just felt like they were eclectic. They both have the erratic trait, the way things make them feel, and they let their emotions kind of just run wild, tend to be very creative individuals. I'm a pretty creative individual. I love crafting, and obviously I do videos. I love designing things. And when my emotions get going sometimes, man, it's really hard to rein them back in. So I just kind of think that maybe that's something that a creative side of people is what sort of, makes that whole erratic thing. But anyway, it could be other things. Who knows? But I like to just think that it's because we are so creative that sometimes our emotions just get the best of us. But I thought it would be perfect to do a bohemian kind of a style. So I was trying to figure out the packs. High school years has a lot of kind of boho stuff, and then we have the pack that paranormal has some things that I feel lend itself to that kind of eclectic boho style. Then what was the other one that I used? So I know I used high school years, I used paranormal pack, and I feel the movie pack. I also used the movie pack because that has some stuff, but now that stuff was actually really, really bright, so I don't know how much of that I actually ended up using in this build. But there was also that plant pack that we got. I can't think what the name of it is, but there were some things in there that I felt might actually lend themselves to this. And then there was also that pack where we got the I don't know, you guys, I'm so sorry, I can't remember the names of the packs, but the one that had the lion wallpaper, the tiger wallpaper, and the floral wallpaper, and it was very kind of wild style, but I love it so much. So there's a few things from that pack that I ended up using as well. And I kind of thought if we were going with a boho apartment, that a darker wood kitchen, because when I've gone to, people's house that actually decorate this style, I feel it's kind of the old antique furniture, and I felt those cabinets looked a little bit antique. So I thought they would look good with this kind of style, I guess. And I'm so thankful that now in apartments we can move the windows, because I had to move the windows around a little bit, which was amazing. And I think with the final layout that I ended up going with, the bathroom, I'm pretty sure, went in front of that picture that we had, so I was able to just totally block it. I think I actually ended up putting a closet there so that it completely blocked the picture, because the picture did not go with the aesthetic that we are trying to achieve. And Brynn's room is going to be the front room, and I kind of thought I went with the doors that are from, I think the doors are from the movie pack. Is it Night at the Movies or something like that? I can't remember. Movie night maybe. That might be what it was called. But I gave Brynn a door that was different than the others. So all the doors are like the wooden door, kind of like the kitchen. But I thought Brynn's a painter, and I felt like this landlord gave them free reign to do like what they wanted to do. And so Brynn paints her door. I thought that would be kind of cool, because I feel like that's something that if you were a painter and you were into that kind of thing, painting like murals on the wall, painting your door, painting different stuff, would definitely be something that is realistic that you might do. So I just felt like she painted her door, so that's why her door is a little bit different. And we did give Danny the little bit bigger room in the back, because I felt like she needed to have a desk with, you know, her computer career, her programming career. So I gave her the bigger room and then just tried to work around that. Now, the nice thing about an apartment with a 20,000, I did only give them 20,000, which I guess I could have given them more, because it's actually 2 Sims, and I could have really probably done the apartment for like 40,000, because I've been giving each of them 20,000 is my plan, but I didn't. I just stuck with like a starter budget, because I wanted you to be able to download this and play in this with a starter sim budget if you just wanted to play with your sim. So this has been so much fun. We already did Aiden. If you hadn't caught the Aiden one, he's in Snowy Escape, so he's in Mount Komorebi, and we made him like a starter home with a lot of the Snowy Escapes and base game stuff, which his is simply just a 1-pack. This one is several packs, but it's not like the whole tons of them. So hopefully if you download this, if you don't have one of the packs that I used, you'll be able to at least still use it, and the game will just substitute in furniture that you don't have if you end up downloading it. But I'm trying with these to keep the packs minimal on these starter homes, because I just feel like that makes it a lot more friendly for you guys to be able to use it. And I wanted to use, when I was doing the bathroom, I was kind of like, I wanted to use the bright green sink and toilet, but then I really wanted to do the tub in that bluish color. So then I just settled for white for the sink and toilet. But we do have like that bluish color tub, because I'm envisioning this is like an older apartment. That's why cabinets are that more old-fashioned, not rustic really, but like old-fashioned kind of antique-y look, because this is an older apartment. And then I did use some of the wallpaper, like bright wallpaper. Danny, we went with blues and purples, and for Brynn, we went with like pinks and greens, just to kind of give them like their own colors. And the high school years had a purple bed, but it was not like, it's not what I would consider boho necessarily. Like the bed frame itself is kind of boho-ish, but it had like these techie computer things on it, and it was purple. So that's actually where we ended up just deciding that we were going to go with purple and blue for her, because that bed is so perfect for a programming career, because you think of somebody who's doing like streaming or video gaming or programming or just really into computers, liking that sort of style. So I felt like Danny was like, I'm good with the boho, but I kind of want to sprinkle a little bit of my computer style in there. So we did. I think with the apartment, I went quite a bit of like yellows, like yellow and teal. And I think it turned out really good. So I was initially thinking I was going to focus kind of on the pinks, but I ended up going with like the yellow and the teal colors. And I really like the way that it turned out, and just doing like pops of color here and there. And so, yeah, I really just love the way that the whole thing turned out. It was definitely exactly what I wanted. We did end up putting that TV, the basement pack. That's one of the other packs that I used, that basement. So I did put the TV, but it ended up being a table, because I thought it was like electronic, but it's not. So then I gave them like a little TV on top of the TV. But the funny thing with that TV, oh my gosh, that brought back so many memories, because I remember, and literally it was probably, it was like 2000 and maybe 4 that we had moved into this home with a basement, and we took my mother-in-law and father-in-law's TV that they had from like the 90s, and they had this huge TV that sat on the floor that had like this massive tube TV in it, because they used to be tube, they weren't flat screen. And so it had this huge, oh my gosh, that thing was horrible to try to get down in the basement, but everybody got it down in the basement. And that was like the TV that we used in the basement. We had like this L-shaped sectional that was totally the 80s vibe. It was like teal and pink and yellow, like paint splashes. And then we had that huge tube TV similar to what this one is. So it just brought back so many memories. The sad thing was, so the TV actually went out at some point when we lived in that home. And then when we moved, we were taking the TV upstairs, and in the garage, somebody lost a corner. and it fell, and the actual TV itself shattered into like thousands of itty bitty little pieces. I've never seen a TV shatter like that. That tube TV literally just broke apart into these little tiny itty bitty glass pieces all over the floor. It was insane. So that was quite the cleanup. But anyway, yeah, we used to have a TV like that. So as I was doing this, I was like, oh my gosh, that used to be a thing. And once upon a time, that TV was super, super cool. Not anymore. But anyway, so back to the build. Enough of my stories. But I thought that I think it's Brynn that has the animal lovers trait. So initially, I was actually going to put Brynn in one of the packs where she would have a house, like a beach house. I'm trying to think what the house. It's the wedding pack. So originally, I was thinking about putting her in there, and I actually made a house. And I might show you guys that house that I made her. And then I decided, no, I was doing an apartment. So I probably will go ahead and do like a build on that house that I had made her in that area, just so because it is a starter, and that might be something that you guys like. But when I had that house, I actually gave her chickens. But since we're in an apartment, of course, I don't know, can you put a chicken coop inside an apartment? You probably could, but I decided not to put the chicken coop in, so we're giving her a cat. But I will warn you, I did forget the litter box in here, so if you do download this build, you're gonna need to add a litter box, because I completely forgot a litter box. So I did give her a cat tree, and I gave her like the cat food thing, but I forgot the litter box. So you'll have to put that one in there if you're planning on getting a cat. But the cat is for Brynn because she is an animal lover. So we went ahead and did that. And we actually have a coffee maker, which normally I don't do coffee makers in my starter homes, but Danny had gotten a coffee maker from her work, from being a programmer. That was one of the things that you get when you're a programmer, is a coffee maker. And so I ended up putting her easel in her bedroom, and I found this rug that looked like paint splatters that I was so surprised. I had never seen that before. Like in all the time that I've been building, and I've been building quite a lot, I have never seen a paint splattered rug before. So I put that right under her easel. I thought that was like pretty appropriate for what she does, that she would in an apartment try to preserve the floor and put like a tarp down below your easel, and then she got paint like all over it. So then I just decorated with some things that I felt like would be a little bit, things that they would do. So I love that they had the 2 aprons. So I did do the 2 aprons. They didn't have the color scheme that I was kind of going for, but it matched anyway, like it coordinated anyway. And I thought maybe Danny and Brynn would be like cooking together and stuff. And then I did do a lot of like movie posters, because I felt like maybe that was something that they were into, being in the city, would be some of the different posters and going and seeing the shows. Because in a big city, like I feel like that's like one of the perks of a big city, is you can go to Broadway, you can like go to all these stage shows and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so that is it for this apartment. I really hope you guys like it. When you do download it, you will have to replace the walls over the doors, because I have to delete the walls over the doors in order to upload it. But I hope you enjoy this build. I hope it brought you some inspiration, and I hope you liked it. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.